And it's Saturday night. I did always want to say that. That is cool. That is iconic. Does not get enough play. Mm, okay. Yep, that'll be fun. Ow. Do. Now we need to do that. Yeesh. That needs a little bit more love, huh? Alright. Duly noted. Test. No, that was coming in a little low. So messy. Sorry. Anyway, welcome. It's Friday. We made it. How about that? Friday in September. September 12th. I hope everyone is doing well. We are back with another Star Wars Friday. I am stoked to be here. We have a four-book review Friday, so I've been working on these for a while now. And actually, we probably could have added one more, but we didn't. So we will be hopping to those in a second and playing a little bit of KOTOR. Not quite sure how long these are going to take me. Depends on how where the rambling starts. But on that note, oh, on that note, I I will be on the M Nerdiverse live podcast tonight. Link is in the chat. I'm sure we will be talking all types of fun geek stuff from the week, even though I have had a mellower type of week. I guess I have a bunch of book reviews. So, on that note, we will get started with our first book review, which is Star Wars The Last Jedi, Part 1. Um, this book is a happy surprise. Like, I wasn't expecting anything like this, and I guess everything has to come from somewhere. So, um, essentially, where we find ourselves is Kenobi is on Tatooine watching over Luke, and he's sitting in a cantina, and he gets word that, there's a Jedi cruising around. He's like, "What?" And one night he's dreaming. We've seen a lot of this in the Kenobi series, kind of. And he's dreaming one night, and Qui-Gon comes to him, and he's like, "Hey, man, you probably need to go handle that." And Kenobi's like, "I'm busy." And Qui-Gon's like, "No, you should go handle that." So Kenobi leaves and gets on a last quote unquote Jedi adventure that I had heard about, you know, Clone Wars-ish, and actually the way the books are set up are very much serial like Clone Wars series used to be, where you'd have a two, three, four-part arc. But anyway, moving on, in this book, um, he goes on an adventure. He finds a young dude named Trevor who's kind of all over the place, but cool character, and you know, it harkens back to the Patton One relationship. More on that in a moment. And what ends up happening, and I kind of don't want to spoil it, but unless you've really been with like the book series, it's not a big spoiler, I suppose. But Ferris, who was a large part in the Young Anakin series, my goodness, go read these books. I know they're children's books, but they're fantastic. But Ferris, who was the antagonist to Anakin, happens to be on the run. He had walked away from the Jedi path, so he's kind of doing his own thing. And shenanigans ensue after that. Happy surprise, it feels very much like a installation into the Clone Wars series, or right after, or the prequel series, pardon me. So that is part one. Um, Part two, which is actually our second book, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Part 2. On Goodreads, this book does not have its own like cover. It's really kind of weird, man. It's really a tad bit weird. Like I'm kind of wondering what I have to do to submit a cover for this book. I can't even get it on the screen so that you can see it properly. And anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, it is Star Wars The Last Jedi Part 2, and where we find ourselves in this book is Obi-Wan and Ferris have hooked up. And Ferris, who's no longer a Jedi, finds out like the deal of what happened, and he's like, you know what? We need to put the order back together. Now, Ferris is such a cool character because Ferris wasn't the chosen one, but he was the top of the top of that class outside of Anakin. So for him to walk away and now be going, you know what, we need to put the order back together, we need to find some Jedi. It's an interesting twist that you didn't see coming 7 books ago. You know what I mean? So that is super cool. The action in both the books are fantastic. Like I said, Clone Wars-ish. This book, we find Kenobi kind of on the outer fringes and Ferris with Trevor, who's the young kid. And now it really has turned into kind of this Jedi Patton One relationship, even though Ferris no longer quote unquote Jedi and the kid not a Jedi, I don't think. Maybe, could be, but anyway. Um, Super cool. The other thing we get in this book is the Grand Inquisitor. Yeah, there's an Imperial Inquisitor who gets word about the birthing facility for Luke and Leia and is now hell bent on finding it. So yeah, this book is cool. Both these books are sneaky, sneaky cool. So, um, there is a third book apparently. I did not know. I don't look ahead of time. I would not have known had I not came up here, but apparently there is a third book that we'll be getting into. But as it stands right now, rating these books, because of the continuity within like this young Jedi series, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give them both a 4. I'm gonna give the first one a 3. Give the first one a three because it's good, but it's a tad bit slow. It's a tad bit set up. So part one is a tad bit more set up-ish. But part two, where you get to the goods, you get to see one or two people that you haven't seen in a while. No spoilers, even though I spoiled the hell out of it already. They aren't long books. So yeah, very cool. Two or a three and a four. On to our third book review. The Bad Batch. I am a Bad Batch fan. I love the Batch. I've turned my friends onto the Batch. I've pestered them about the Batch. And when Tech died, I was truly, it was one of those like Kanan moments where I was like, for like a day or two in real life, just kind of damaged. Like, did that really happen? Damn. Anyway, no spoiler, but he's back in this book, Sanctuary Bad Batch. And this book, which I was super excited to hear about, I was so stoked when they announced this book. I was so stoked. And I was even more stoked when I actually got it on my library queue. Support your local library, hashtag Libby. Um, this book did not quite live up to what I was hoping to get. It's not bad, but I don't know. It never really captured me, and I'll actually get to that in a minute. But where we are in the story, we are right after um, typhoon or the water event on Pavlo, and the Bats are cruising around with Fee. Fee's on a mission. Of course, anything with Fee kind of goes sideways anyway. So that goes sideways. We find ourselves with characters, again, who I don't necessarily, you know, I find a lot of Star Wars characters in some books not likable. And again, one of the main protagonists of this book, I mean, I guess it's not that she's not likable, but this book has the flaw of kind of being Bad Batch, so it starts at a five and it stays at a five, especially the audiobook version. So every character's kind of personality, there's never any like real growth. Hunter's pretty much just not happy through the entire book. And it's like, man, you're kind of a downer to travel with, bro. Um, Action, it's a five. Like it's loud. Even the audiobook version, just in your mind, it's just a loud book. Wrecker's always yelling, like bombs are always going off. There's always a chase going on. So, is it a fast-paced novel? Yes, I think I finished this in about 25 days, even though it took, I want to say, like a 10-day break. Because it was a five every time you put it on, and it's like, man, you're kind of blowing me out of the water. So, that's what I'll say about Sanctuary. It didn't quite live up to my hopes, but it's definitely not a bad book. If you are a Bad Batch fan and you want to be with the Batch, I'm not necessarily going to say the Batch are in a good mood, but you can hang out with the Batch, and that in itself is super cool. So ultimately, Star Wars Bad Batch, a novel, that's going to get a 3 out of 5. And finally, you guys are like, man, would he shut up already? Uh, Finally, we have I don't know what number book, in the High Republic series, Star Wars High Republic Path of Vengeance. Um, okay. We are coming off Quest for Planet X, The Battle of Jeddah, and Cataclysm, which when you put these four books together, oh, like and the freaking wedding one, which whatever. But when you put these books together, they are as good as like anything Star Wars made. Like just the level of dire these books reach. But I don't want to discuss them as a series. Just want to discuss this book. And where we find this book is right after all hell has broken loose on Jeddah, Planet X. So the mother has found her way back to Dalna. She is making plans. We finally find out about. Should I spoil it? No, I'm not going to spoil it. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. We finally find out about the one plot hole that we've been wondering about for the series. For the series, we finally start to get answers, and it is satisfying. It is unexpected. I know that it's not the end. So with what happens in this book, it I mean, I don't know where else we go but back to the beginning, back to where we went. But I haven't checked out the other book because I wanted to savor this a little bit. Essentially, we find the mother, Mara, the path, shambles, Jedi coming. And you know what? It still doesn't go as planned for the Jedi, man. It still does not go as planned. The Jedi get wrecked in this series. I had to stop reading this book for like a 10-day stretch just because of the direness of the Jedi and just where we've been for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 books. It's relentless, and Star Wars does a fantastic job of building that type of atmosphere and feeling within a book. It's amazing. Over a series, it's amazing. Anyway, um, all hell breaks loose. I'm not going to spoil it, so um, the Jedi come. All hell breaks loose again. All hell breaks loose for like, I don't know, 20 chapters. Then we start to wrap things up. And where we leave the book is one that could have been final had they wanted to. Had they wanted to wash their hands of it and go, you know what, we're done. They probably could have with this, but they didn't. And now I'm left waiting on the next book, which I'll probably start tonight. Um, I was waiting to do this book review because I didn't want to sully what I said. That being said, I haven't said much just because it's so spoiler heavy as far as the series goes. So, Path of Vengeance, pacing, it does drag. It can drag in a moment or two. Um, as it's building its tension. Characters, great, fantastic. It reads how it should. I don't know how else to say it. Path of Vengeance, great. All these last couple of books, man, High Republic have really, really sold me on the series, and I was very upset at the start of this little section, whatever they call this section. So, am I going to give Path of a Vengeance a 5? Is this book a 5? It's definitely a high 4. You know what? For this moment, I'm actually going to agree. I'm a tad bit higher than 4.2. I'd say like 4.9. But you know, I take my fives very seriously. So I'm going to leave this book at a 4 right now. But I may raise that to a 5 when the written review comes out, which you can find on my X channel. So, on that note, those are our book reviews. I know that was a little bit long-winded. Star Wars Last of the Jedi Part 1 gets a 3. Kenobi comes back. Last of the Jedi Part 2 needs its own cover. Like, what are we doing? Gets a 4. Clone War vibes. Jedi Padawan relationship vibes. Everything you're looking for. Sanctuary, Bad Batch, Loud, Path of Vengeance. Good, man. Just good. Just good. So, on that note, that is our book review, and we will get to our game. Ooh, glad I didn't close out of that. That was all up in my head, and it was loud. It was very, very loud. Okay, where do we leave? I need to get some freaking clothes. No, no, I don't have any clothes. Yeah, I got weapons galore. Clothes? Yeah. I thought he was coming with me.
Found anything?
Uh, that's right, I don't need to move up. It's just stand there. Gotcha. Even though I can't quite stop from doing it. Yo, what up, Plasma? How you doing, buddy? Nope, that's not what I need to do. Looking for some clothes, man. I don't have any clothes. The lady told me to find some clothes, but I did not. How are you doing this Friday, man? That motion blur is obnoxious, isn't it? I think so.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have...
Yes? What? I do not know. Why did they spare you? Indeed, a Jedi. It would prove lethal. Ah, it may be that our proximity... I have little choice, and neither do...
Oh, what's bugging you? You got yourself another gaming problem? Oh god, that's low. Alright, you told me to find clothes. I didn't do so, and how can... I've been in every room. Where's the freaking clothes, man? Nope, it's not there. There's no clothes over there. Nope, no clothes there. No clothes there.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been sealed.
Oh yeah. You see, that was your first problem. You shouldn't have complimented somebody. You know what I mean? People aren't looking for compliments. They like to be miserable, man. They like to be miserable. But here's the deal. Don't let their misery make you miserable. It is absolutely not worth it.
I secured the stealth.
We did all of that. I can't believe I'm walking through another facility at the beginning of this game going, what the F is going on? We did this before. Yeah, man, the point is you gave them the compliment, you know what I mean? You tried. You did your best. You were trying to be a decent human. They were like, whatever. I don't need a decent human. People can be like that. Here in the States, most of them are. But as I said, I need to go there. As I said, some people, and it's taken me a long time to understand this, some people just literally want to be miserable. They don't want to feel better. No matter what happens, they're like, I prefer to be miserable. And it's like, oh, in that case, I will use my energies and efforts elsewhere. What am I missing? Oh yeah. But, they are not concerned one iota. And, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. That's just thank you. I can't tell which is highlighted because it's like the top, you know what I mean? It's so weird. There we go. Okay. My eyes can see it. My eyes were missing it. Yeah, dude, my eyes were like, what? What is happening right now? But now I get it. I'm gonna have to fix that on my next playthrough. We did 4 book reviews today, so we were it's a little late to be trying to do that. We're just trying to get in some freaking gaming at this stage. Yeah. 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 So stupid. Any plans for the weekend? Anything going on? Yeah, that's right. How is I was wondering what games you were playing. I could not remember. How is Hollow Knight? You know what? We didn't save. Can we save? Thank you. Thank you. And I'm curious, how much bigger is it than the first one? As I said, I watch it, but I didn't play it, so it's hard to get an idea of scale. The first one is just kept going. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, there's this game won't end. Yeah, when you start hitting your groove in a game. They are still playing that same damn riff over and over and over again. That is something I was not a fan of. Do 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 do. Yeah, you seen the animals anymore or no? I mean, that's a nice little pet. Like, y'all going out of town again anytime soon? I'd be more than happy to watch it. Yeah. The droid's gonna have more gear than me. Yeah. God, that sucks. I really need to fix that. It's very, very much. Thursday to Sunday. I am probably not taking it seriously enough. I am absolutely not taking them seriously enough. Alright. Yeah, it works. Good. It works. We are not facing the right direction to do that. It's terrible aim. You know what I mean? Even the full health bar, when you look at design, it's red. Why would you make your full health bar look like it's empty red? Like, you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't think Zelda does that. Like the red hearts? Yeah, they're filled. Ah, that means I have health. And when they're empty, that means I don't have health. So if it's red and empty, you know. This door is magnetically sealed. I wish you moved faster, that's for certain. And I wish they'd let me play this freaking game with a controller. We'd cut off a third right there. Freaking not helping carpal tunnel. spikes. I'm sure there might be some in this room. Yeah, I don't have any spikes. There's no spikes in this room? Really? Damn it. That's frustrating. Thought I've opened up all the containers thus far. It's not like the first time when we were just playing and decided to skip opening anything and got to the end of the game and was like 10 levels under where we needed to be and all the planets were blacked off. It's not like that. That's all cool, fun, and dandy, but yeah. Computer spike. You know what? I don't think I meant to do that with the. I meant to open the fuel depot with the. Glad I saved where I did, because I only had one freaking spike. Were there any cool droids in those books? You know what? Bad Batch. You know, your normal ones. Path of Vengeance. Inconsequential. Oh, I'm thinking of Aftermath. I'm reading Empire's End again. That's where you have Bones. Okie dokie. Pretty good haul. Pretty good haul thus far. What you doing, Jordan? Jordan. other option is gone.
So is that stupid droid of yours gonna come through or not? Well, I'm beginning to think I was a little better off in my...
Ah!
Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through. If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the... Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining... That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated... You're either really brave or really crazy. Or both.
What up, Plasma?
I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here.
Where is the mining tunnel? Nope, no clothes yet. No clothes yet. Mining tunnel. There it is. Yep, emergency hatch.
Down there. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragus fuel depot. If the passages haven't closed, there should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. Will do.
Hey! So, the point of the stream has worked out.
About time. The whole half-naked Jedi. Look, there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when... The survey gear is designed... Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers. It won't last forever. Just equip it on your... just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion. You could, if you have the skill in a stealth field generator. These droids rely on thermal sensors. The good thing is, that explosion down there kicked up so much... Well, these are construction models. They shoot like a moisture farmer militia. Since they rely on ranged weapons, get in close with a melee weapon and start bashing. In close combat, the guy with the vibroblade has the edge over the guy with the rifle,
funny.
droid or not.
Actually, it's
Otherwise,
not,
just
but
drill them from a distance.
it's not fun to
If they're
make
not
fun of
shielded,
people.
that is.
Compliment them, yes. Make fun of them, no.
Yeah, it's possible some of the droid models may have mine. You can usually tell when if they activate.
Yes, okay.
There's got to be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal.
See, that's what got us in trouble last time, not listening. Oh. Put on the clothes, Brian. Put on the clothes. Yay! I'm dressed. Awesome. I look kind of like a tool, but I'm dressed. And actually, on that note, I think that's where we're going to stop today's stream because my hand is really starting to hurt. Carpal tunnel. Yes, I have played Spider-Man. The first one, I got to the very end and did not beat it. Because I do that with games quite often. Because I don't want them to end. Or I want to do other stuff before I beat it, because I know I'll just never go back to it. Because, you know, it's a game. Like, they take up a lot of time, which is what makes my 7 or 8 times buying Skyrim very impressive. Cheap viewers, oh god! Go, 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 go. Cheap viewers! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Yeah, man. So, yeah, I have played the first Spider-Man, and the second Spider-Man, Miles Morales, I started, but that was at a transitional time, and I just couldn't gain too much, so no, I never beat that one. Take your medicine. You know what happens when the cheap viewers comes on. You gotta take your medicine. Cheap viewers. God. Like the first one, like, you know, as I'm grading, like, you know, book reviews 1 out of 5. The first one certainly deserves a 5, but I can't quite give it a 5 because it's hard to stay connected to, like, that world because there's just so much crap going on. And thus, like, the story, unless you just go a linear type path, the story kind of gets lost. At least it did for me. And you know, I'm just swinging around fighting bad guys, which in itself isn't bad, but at the exact same time, you know, that's not a 5. It's not a fantastic game. That's a good game, in my opinion. So, yeah. But on that note, I will be on the Nerdiverse Live podcast tonight. I know my buddy has been playing Star Wars Outlaws, so I'm sure he'll have some news on that. I'll probably talk about some book reviews since we'll be on the Star Wars topic. I don't like to bring it up too much because you know me. And I'm sure we'll be talking a little Alien Earth. Alien Earth. You watching Alien Earth, Plasma? You get some FX action over there. Alien Earth is fantastic. Just another solid episode. I don't know how many there are, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm gonna have to do a full rewatch, and it's like 9 hours of freaking Alien Earth. Like, it is a fantastic series, so yeah, check that out. I'm sure I haven't seen it yet because I generally do my podcast prep after this stream. But I heard that they dropped the new Mario movie trailer, so I'm sure we will be talking about that, as well as whatever else is going on in the Nerdiverse. Bro, why are you creeping up on me when I'm just trying to have a conversation? Ugh. I might have to turn up the difficulty. I mean, these are only taking one swipe. I did not mean to do all of this, but they walked up on me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I was minding my business as a Jedi should. Definitely gonna have to turn up the difficulty level. That was not anything. I mean, I might as well just sit here and just push the button. You know what I mean? So anyway, I didn't mean to do that. The game said to do that, so I did that. So, on that note, had to take care of business. Everyone, have a good one. I appreciate it. And yeah, have a good weekend, man. Enjoy yourselves. Plasma, always good to see you. Glad you stopped in. Glad you're back on Twitch. Glad you are a pillar of the community. And yeah, you can catch more on Nerdiverse Live podcast. Link in chat. Wash out. Plasma, don't let the bastards get you down. It's all good.